Hello everyone. So in this video lecture I'm going to start the topic that is two models for IPC, that is inter-process communication. So if you don't know about inter-process communication, first of all watch the video of about this topic, okay, which is that is mentioned in it will get in these suggestions. So basically there are two models, message passing and shared memory. Okay, so let's see this in detail. The first one is message passing method. The process communicate with each other without using any kind of shared memory. If two processes P1 and P2 wants to communicate with each other, they proceed as follow. For example, this is over here, you can say on the left hand side this is sending process and right hand side is receiving process. So they use some kind of primitives. Okay, so what kind of, first of all it requires to establish a communication between two communicating process. Okay, so if link is already exist, communication link, then don't need to re-establish again. Otherwise they have to establish communication link whenever they wants to communicate. Start exchanging messages using basic primitives. Okay, so at least two primitives are required for the communication, that is send and receive. Now you can see this is in send there are two arguments, that is message and destination. That means if I want to send something, then what I want to send and where I want to send. Okay, so message and destination. Or send, this is kind of a universal, that means what is the word for it is I wants to send to all of that is in the set. Okay, then I don't need to specify the destination. That's why this is the second format of send primitives. After that receive. Okay, so message and host, that means if I have received something, then what is I have received and from whom, that means from which process has sent this. Okay, so that there should be host ID. So this is the primitives. Now in this message side, it can be fixed or it can be variable. If it is of fixed side, it is easy for OS designer but complicated for a programmer, and if it is of variable size, then it is easy for a programmer but complicated for the operating system designer. A standard message. Now in between this, don't forget that we are talking about process communication models. Okay, in operating system, because in operating system there are many processes are communicating. Okay, so we are talking about that. A standard message can have two parts, that is header and body. The header part is used for storing message type, destination ID, source ID, message length and control information. Okay, this all are the information are part of header part. The control information contain information like what to do if run out of the buffer space, sequence number, priority, and generally message is sent using FIFO style. Now this one is shared memory process communication model. Okay, in this figure you can see there are two communicating processes given with kernel, and there is memory portion, shared memory, which is labeled as a shared memory, and these processes are communicating using this. So in this shared memory, in the shared memory model is the memory that can be simultaneously accessed by multiple processes. Generally it's like our home. We can't access we can't let others to access our home. Okay, so if I say a particular process, that means I am referring to particular memory location. Okay, it's a normal scenario that not every process can access to every memory location. If I say process P1, that means only process P1 can access this memory location. It is the definition of process P1. Okay, but over here some memory portion is labeled as a shared. That means whatever the data that they wants to share between these two processes, it is placed in this portion. Okay, in the bow diagram shared memory can be accessed by process P1 and process P2. Now, an advantage of shared memory model is that memory communication is faster as compared to the message passing model on the same machine. However, shared memory model may create problems such as synchronization, memory protection that needs to be addressed. Why memory protection? Because it sometimes it may be possible that one process illegally access to the memory location of another process. Okay, because it may be possible that because there are multiple processes are sharing simultaneously executing like that. Now let's see the very important topic, that is difference between shared memory and message passing. Okay, so let's start. Shared memory and message passing, this both facility is used for communication. Okay, now after that, this one shared memory is communication between processes on a single processor or multiprocessor, whereas communicating processes reside on the same machine as the communicating process share common address space. Over here, two communicating processes, it can have multiprocessor. Okay, but over here two communicating process resides on same machine because they are sharing address space. Okay, whereas in message passing model, this shared memory is kind of a local sharing. That means if common party upload should be shared between society houses, that means that this particular family, it belongs to that particular society. Okay, just like that. So if two communicating processes are using the shared memory IPC model, that means they belongs to same machine. Okay, otherwise they cannot communicate. While in message passing model, it is used in distributed environment, whereas communicating processes reside on the remote machine connected through network. Okay, the code for reading and writing the data from the shared memory, it should be written explicitly by the application programmer, whereas in message passing model, no such code required here, as the message passing facility provide mechanism for communication and synchronization action performed by communicating processes. Now, in this shared memory model, it provides maximum speed of computation as communication is done through shared memory. So system calls are made only to establish the shared memory, whereas in message passing, it is quite complicated, or I can say time consuming, because message passing is implemented through kernel or system call, and if it is distributed environment, then for establishing communication, termination of communication, it requires certain amount of time. That's why process needs to ensure that there are not writing the same location simultaneously. Okay, and over here it is useful for sharing the small amount of data, as conflicts need not to be resolved. So whenever particular conflicting, that means it is not necessary that a conflict is not that much importance to resolve. In that scenario, we can use message passing. Okay, last difference, that is this shared memory model is faster compared to message passing system. Okay, so that is the difference between this both the models. Okay, and in GTU examination, they frequently ask what is IPC, what are the models for IPC, so what is difference between message passing and shared memory. So that's all about it. If you have any query, mention in the comment box, and bye bye.